Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. So I thought I would do something a little bit different and a bit out of my comfort zone. Well, it's not very different, but we're still staying on beauty, but I'm going to talk about hair. And hair is a little bit outside my comfort zone because I'm not very good at it, but I think that's why I'm doing this video. Stay with me. I'm getting carried away. I wanted to review the Steampod. I got one for Christmas and I spoke about it in my what I got for Christmas video, which I'll link down below. So I gave you my kind of initial thoughts on it, but I wanted to hopefully demo it in video form. Now I know there's loads of videos using this already, but it's always nice to have a choice and to kind of flick through other people's opinions and see what they think. So I thought I would show you this in action on my hair. So if you want to see how it works and what I think of it, just keep watching. So as I said, John got me this for Christmas. I did ask for it. He bought it in Peter Marks here in Dublin, but you can buy it online for cheaper. He just kind of ran out of time, so went into store and bought it. So I think he paid about €170 for it. My previous straighteners before this was a GHD that was about 11 years old, so I was definitely due an upgrade. So what way it works is that has obviously two plates on it and it has a little comb that you can take in and out and clean it. So yeah, that runs through your hair as you're pulling the straighteners through. So it comes like this. It's a pretty heavy, clunky straightener, I won't lie. So it does kind of take a bit of getting used to. And if you're not good with hair, it may cause a little bit of a problem, but you do get used to it. I definitely have. So it comes with this, but it also comes with this attached. And this is basically where the steam is created. So they say like using steam is a little bit safer on your hair. And I definitely, from my experience using it, it definitely leaves less frizz and like split ends so far as I've been using it. So these are connected with because it essentially works like an iron. So these are connected by a big thick wire. Which can be a bit cumbersome because my friend Sinead, aka The Beautiful Truth, had told me that this would possibly tip over, and it has done a couple of times. It comes with suction pads on the bottom, so I would suggest to put it on something wooden or plastic because it does kind of suction it down, but it still slides. So if you kind of get carried away and this wire is a bit thick and it doesn't kind of stretch very far, if you get carried away as you're doing it, you can kind of topple it over. So it comes like this, and then this comes over and you can fill that with water, which is where the steam comes from. The top of it isn't exactly very robust. It does kind of move around, so obviously if it does topple, the water goes everywhere, which can be a bit of a pain. So yeah, it has two wires. So one is the plug and then the other one is the one that connects this to the straightener. So yeah, let's get into using it. So using it is pretty simple. It's like any other straighteners. You have an on button in here, and then you have a plus and a minus, which dictates how hot you want it. So I just turn it on and the lights go on. I don't know if you can see that, but the lights go on to kind of tell you that it's on. And you can see the temperature flashing here. I have it on the highest, which I believe it's the highest. I have it on 210 degrees. My hair can take it, so I don't mind having it on the highest, but you can lower it down to 200, 180, 170 and 140. So yeah, you just kind of turn it on and wait until you hear the steam coming out of it, and then you know it's ready to use. So as I said, I'm not very good with hair and I don't really do a lot with my hair generally. I can curl it and straighten it and that's about it. I have fine hair, but I have a lot of it. So yeah, I find like if I have it, as I said, I had it up in a bun there. I washed it earlier and dried it, and I just kind of put it up in a pony or in a bun even. So yeah, like you can see that I have plenty of kink, and that's kind of generally what I deal with on a daily basis. I'm just using, this is an eco brush, which is a brush that kind of massages your, see, you can hear it working there now. You can see the steam coming over. But yeah, this massages your scalp as it brushes your hair. I really like it. So I generally, I keep things really simple and just kind of split my hair whichever way that I want it to be split. And then I don't find that I have to kind of do the hair in sections. I find that the Steampod is kind of strong enough to go through the full length of hair. Like I don't have to kind of do work from the top or the bottom to the top. But obviously if you have more kink to your hair, you might have to do it that way. I generally don't. So I just kind of split it into two and put it over each shoulder and work like that. So you use it with the comb. Well, I suppose you can use it both ways, but I generally use it with the fatter part facing front. And I'll just get a section of hair and put it through. And you can hear it working. And you can hear the steam kind of doing its job as well. And the comb helps as well. And then that's kind of how your hair ends up. And I just kind of pick random pieces of hair. Like I mostly straighten all the hair, but I don't like to be too precise because I kind of like my hair a bit disheveled. So I straighten it in that way, but obviously whatever works for you works for you. So I'll just do my whole head. I can do this in like literally 3 minutes. You can't get it right up to the root because it is quite bulky, but you can get it near enough. And I find that I can straighten, like I have like little baby hairs here that are curly, and I find that I can get them into it and get them straightened. I will say, because it does straighten so well, that your hair, like if you do use it on your root, it can flatten everything a little bit. So I try to kind of zhuzh it as I go. And then if I need to, I'll add like a bit of texturizing spray or a bit of dry shampoo. But I do have oily hair, so I don't try to use, like I try to use as the least amount of product as possible. Like I used oil in my hair earlier, and that works as a heat protectant as well. And I just kind of leave it at that. I find that I don't have to use as much hairspray using the Steampod, so that kind of helps with the oiliness of my roots. And also, I always wear my hair up in the evenings. Like when I come in, I always put my hair up. And I find that after using the Steampod and putting it up the next day, I can still get away with how my hair is. Like it doesn't leave a kink, like the bobbin doesn't leave a kink or anything in it. So I generally just have to use it once per wash, unless like I'm going to curl it or I want to kind of fine tune it. I generally just use it once per wash, and I wash my hair every 3rd day. And I think I'm going to leave it there. So obviously you have to make sure you turn it off. I find that it's less of a hazard. Like with the GHD, I've burnt a lot of things with the GHD, kind of putting it down nonchalantly and forgetting that it was down and it's really, really hot. I find that this is a little bit safer, and the plates around, or the plastic, there's hair on me ring, sorry. The plastic around the plates doesn't get as hot, so I can kind of place it down. I'm still careful where I place it, but I can kind of place it down and I know it's not kind of going to burn through anything. So that's a pro for me as well. As I said, I'm only comparing it to the GHD because that's all I've ever used, so it's all I ever know. That's all I ever know. That's all I ever knew. So that's pretty much all I do with it. I like just put it through, and unless like I'm going out and I want to be meticulous, I don't spray any hairspray or anything. I feel like I don't really need it. I just kind of judge my hair a little bit and bring a bit of life back to it. But overall, I'm really, really glad I got one of these. It does a really good job of straightening my hair. I haven't attempted to curl my hair with it yet. I know people are very good at it. I'm a little bit afraid, but I will try at some stage, and I'll report back. Would I recommend it? I always find it hard to say I would recommend things, because I think like you need to get other opinions and try stuff for yourself. I suppose I would, because I would say it's one of the best on the market, but I haven't compared it to a lot of things, so I don't know. I think it's a good product and I think it works very well. I think there's a few teething problems, but like that happens with everything. This is the second version of it, and this is a bit more streamlined than the first, so I'm sure the next version will be a little bit better as well. Like ideally you would have the Steampod within the actual mechanism, so maybe that's something that will happen down the line, because that can be a bit of a pain in the arse. But other than that, I really like it, and I'm really glad I got one. And that's it for my Steampod demo. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. Tell me what hair straighteners you use and would you recommend it, because I would like to know. And it's always good to kind of have a debate whether the one you use is better than the one I use, because it's all up for interpretation. But I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!